Hey, in this video I'll go over the analytics system and basically how to look at the data and graph them and all. Um, so if you go into Unity's dashboard, Dazzle puzzle here, if you go into the analytics tab, and if you go into event browser, I already sent this event multiple times because I was test playing the game. So this event is dev sub analytics. So this is what's going to contain all the sub level analytic data. And I'm sending two types of data. So one is the loss count, so that's integer. So that's how many times the player lost that sub level before they won. And I'm also sending the win rate, which is just 1 over that loss count. And if you want to graph it and basically see a visual, you can go into this SQL Data Explorer, and I already created some SQL queries that you can use. So the average sub win rate in ascending. So the ASC is for ascending, DSC for descending. It's if you want to see the data order descending or descending. Yeah, so the win rate is going to average the win rates of all the users for the sublevels and basically give you a bar graph or whatever you select. Let me just run it. This will take a little bit of time, maybe a minute or two. You can imagine if there's a lot of data, like 10,000, 20,000 data points, this might take quite a bit. Let's wait for that. Okay, there we go. So you can see it gives us the data, and I already set up like a bar graph column here. And if you go here, you can see the average win rate, and on the x-axis, you can see the sub-UID. So this is basically a unique identifier for each sublevel. So this is in the form. Let me just zoom in a bit. So this is in the form campaign ID, level ID, and sublevel index. So the sublevel is in like a list in the level. So that's the index of the sublevel on that list. And this is the unique ID of the campaign, and this is the unique ID of the level. So this is on campaign 0, level 5, level with ID 5, and sublevel with index 4 on the list. Yeah, I found this to be the, I guess, easiest way to store the data and avoid any confusion. Okay, so this is the win rate. So you can see if you look at it, I have the lowest win rate on this level, which is actually the first level. I just intentionally lost this level a lot of times just to kind of add discrepancy in the data. And also, if you go down here, you can see like a little table view of the data. And let's go and do the loss count. So setting. So if I run this, so the loss count is how many times that player has lost, or how many times that player ran out of bullets on that sublevel. And this is going to sum over all the users. And currently all the users is basically just me. And the loss only gets counted until the player completes that sublevel once. Once the player completes that sublevel, you can replay that sublevel as many times as you want. Well, if you complete it once and replay it, it will never send any more analytics because that you already completed sublevel and the initial analytics was sent already. And that would kind of add inaccuracies in the data because people would be playing the same level over and over again, and people might get better at some levels. And here you can see the level that had the lowest win rate is the highest here because that's the total losses, the first level, 050. So I had 13 losses in this level in total. Well, ideally, there would be multiple users here, but all of this is me playing the game. So that's all just my data. And then it kind of goes down and also gives you a table view here. Yeah, and I think the standard deviation is a bit higher on this. So it's kind of easier to see what's the highest and what's the lowest, while the other one is kind of uniform. Okay, so that's basically it. And also you have like the environment variable. Unity defaulted the default environment to name production, which is kind of weird because it should really be development. So I guess in the real production, you kind of have to change this environment name to something like, I don't know, true production or release. Also, another thing I wanted to show is if I click on analytics here again, and I go down here, you will see this limit for events per month and SQL data calculation time per month, or processing time per month. So this is for the free plan, which is not bad. This is kind of low, it's 2,000 seconds per month, which is like 30 minutes per month. And this is 25 million events per month. I think this is probably okay. We'll probably not exceed that in quite a bit. But yeah, for a large amount of data, this might get exceeded really fast if we're collecting data, every week or something. Yeah, so that's basically it for the analytics. I'm done with this system. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions.